So, in this particular video, let us talk about one of the most irrelevant organization in this world. Let us talk about one of the most weakest institution in this world. And despite being irrelevant, it still keeps on issuing advisories to nations. But in reality, no single nation on this planet Earth takes this particular organization seriously. Let us talk about International Criminal Court, also known as ICC. So welcome back to another video. Namaste ji, kaise aap sab? Let us get started with this one.
The UN's top court has ordered Israel to immediately halt its operations in southern Gaza.
Israel has to comply with this, but Israel will not.
The Russian president, Vladimir Putin, is now officially a wanted man.
It's a bold statement, the issuing of this arrest warrant, but it will likely have little effect whatsoever.
So, the International Criminal Court, also known as ICC, comes across as particularly a weak institution, especially the way it has been issuing arrest warrants against sitting heads of state. In the last year, ICC had charged Russian President Vladimir Putin.
An arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin issued Friday by the International Criminal Court, or ICC, accusing the Russian president and another Russian official of being responsible for war crimes committed in Ukraine.
It had also charged Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and it had also charged Myanmar's military chief with war crimes and had moved forward to prosecute them. ICC was set up in 1998 with just 60 countries. Today, ICC has around 124 member countries. It is headquartered in The Hague, Netherlands. But despite boasting such a large membership, the truth is that the power nations that matter globally are not even functional members of the organization. Some big players such as China, United States, India, Russia either keep themselves out from the founding treaty or do not ratify the treaty in their national legislatures after signing it.
People often want is, for bad stuff to not happen, and when bad stuff does happen, for the people who do bad stuff to be held accountable, right? I think we all want this. And when you see these horrible images that come out of Ukraine or come out of Gaza, what people want is for this to stop and for the people who did these things to sort of be held responsible for them.
Since its inception, the ICC has issued arrest warrants against many heads of state, including Russian President Putin and Prime Minister of Israel Benjamin Netanyahu, as well as Omar al-Bashir. He was the former president of Sudan.
The ICC now is investigating crimes in places like Bangladesh and Myanmar, Venezuela, and Ukraine. Today, 20 people are wanted by the court.
And the most high-profile arrest warrant issued by this court is for Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Against Bashir, the arrest warrant was issued way back in 2009, and since then 15 years have passed, but there has been no progress in the case. Meanwhile, Bashir has traveled to multiple countries, including ICC member states as well, but he has not been arrested to date. He has traveled to other countries as well, such as Egypt, South Africa, and Syria, but International Criminal Court could not get him arrested. At that time, ICC had come under the attack for being just a paper tiger from the human rights group who questioned its lack of effectiveness and credibility. But ICC failed to come up with any satisfactory response. While the heads of states have often made news when ICC prosecutes them, but the truth is that there is a long list of individuals, especially from the African continent, who have been charged with serious crimes by the ICC, and yet hardly anyone's case has reached a logical conclusion. What weakens ICC's position to ensure action and deter crimes at the international level is the limited membership. There are more than 190 countries that are officially recognized by the United Nations, but not all of them, especially the important ones, are party to the ICC treaty. Any rule of law requires hard power to back it, which the ICC does not have. There have been many calls worldwide to dissolve the organization in the past, but still that does not prevent ICC from acting like it can actually make a difference. The problem with ICC is that it has been operating in a world where tangible power matters the most. Unlike national courts that have robust internal police to implement the rule of law, the ICC has no such enforcement mechanism of its own. It has to rely on states and international organizations to implement its decisions. The states have been inconsistent in their behavior and have not cooperated with the ICC on many occasions. Clearly, the way things have turned out for ICC in the last 2 decades since its formation, well, it is high time that ICC should take stock of its actual position in the bigger scheme of things. The multiple instances of powerful countries undermining the international court may become more frequent now. This means that there is a need for ICC to reinvent itself and align with the current trend. It can use its influence to signal lawful behavior to nation states, but the way it has been issuing arrest warrants that lead to no real world conviction and punitive action would only make the matter worse for international criminal court, and it will only make it further irrelevant.